Hi guys, and welcome back. So today I'm doing a rock that has a border of flowers on the left hand side, and it's going to say live, laugh, love in the middle. I do have the traceable file for this uploaded over on my private Facebook group, Rockin' It with April May. The link is down in the description below. If you're not familiar with what my traceable files are, here is an example in the corner of what they look like, and it is what I used to transfer my design onto this rock. I design all my rocks on my tablet, and then I just trace and transfer them to my rocks when they're a little bit more complicated. Sometimes I just hand draw the design, and when I do that, I include that in the tutorial. But in this case, I did use my own traceable file for this. And I do have a link below on how to trace and transfer using a computer monitor or using your phone or tablet. I have two different videos covering those topics, and they are listed below down in the description. So I'm taking my black Liquitex, and it's a true black, and it's more of a liquid paint. It's not quite as thick as an acrylic paint. Airbrush paint's always thinner, and I just really like this for doing fine lining and for doing lettering. And this is a new brush that I'm using. It's actually a nail dotting tool, and on one end is the dotting stylus, and on the other side is a very fine brush. And so I'm giving those a try today, and so far I'm loving them. It came with a set of 5, and each stylus has its own brush attached, and each brush is either a different thickness or a different length. And I'm just going to continue to outline all of my lettering and fill them in. Don't worry if you do get out of the lines or need to clean up any lines. You can just take your background color to fix any mistakes that you make. So it's not really a big deal. My background color on this is just a baby blue, very, very light, kind of periwinkle blue. I believe I have one more tutorial coming out between now and next week. And then I am having surgery next week on my hand, and then I don't know when I will post again. If I'm gonna, as soon as I'm able, I will start posting again. But I do have, I think, a couple of weeks before I'll be able to start painting again. At least that's what I'm hoping. I know the full recovery, he said, was going to be 6 to 8 weeks, but I'm hoping I will be able to start painting before then. And I will have a link to these nail dotting tools, these styluses with the brushes. I will have a link to those down in the description, since this is a new tool that I'm trying out. I did get these off of Amazon, and so far I'm loving them. Nope, nope. All right, my kitten is trying to get on my computer. You have to stay over there. You have to, no, no, no. You have to stay right there. So now I'm just trying to go in and tidy up my lines. My lines aren't the best. It hurts so bad to paint right now that it's hard for me to draw straight lines, plus my hand shakes. But unless you get really close, it's hard to tell. If you look at it, from a foot away, it looks good. I don't know if any of you suffer with making straight lines and stuff. If you do, I understand your challenges. I can certainly sympathize. I'm hoping the surgery is going to, kind of cure some of that, but there's no guarantee. So now I'm taking I'm using Hooker's Green, and I'm using Liquitex Basics as my acrylic paint. But you could use any colors you wanted to. And I'm basically just following the design. I'm not outlining any of the floral part of the rock. And this one's just pretty straightforward. It's just acrylic paint. No glitter, no gold, no silver, just straight acrylic paint. And to do the leaves on the flower, it's kind of a push your paintbrush into the rock to flatten it out. That's going to make it wide. And then lift as I drag. And that kind of tapers the end. So it's kind of a push, pull, and lift to get that tapered look. Cricket, leave that alone. So now I'm going in with some yellow. I'm using a yellow, a pink, and a blue for my flowers. And I'm just painting in the base color. Anywhere my leaf flips up on the flower, it will be a darker shade of yellow. or a darker shade of that particular color, yellow, pink, or blue. So there is a little bit of shading involved on these. So they're not just a flat flower. I've got Harley starting to talk. This is the problem with living in a tiny home. I can't get away from the animals. And Cricket has got the zoomies, so she's running all over the house. And Harley, my parrot's talking, so I don't know if y'all can hear all of this, but if you hear a bunch of clattering in the background and chattering, there she goes. That's just the animals. That's just my life. So now I'm taking that darker yellow and shading in the petals and anywhere the petal flips up. You can kind of see that on the traceable where the petals kind of fold over, and you just want to paint that a darker color. And I'm still just using that same paintbrush. So now I'm taking the darker blue and I'm going in and shading in the areas on the blue flower. I am taking that darker color right around the center of the flower. I'm just basically pulling a couple of strokes towards the end of the petal, just so it looks a little bit darker towards the middle. And on the buds, I'm just taking basically one stroke down one side of the bud. So these are very easy flowers to paint. Now here's this is the pink, and this is a really soft petal pink. And again, I'm going to take some magenta and shade these flowers and buds as well. So now I'm going in and just adding a couple of more leaves. If you have any bare spots that you want to add some more interest, you can do that at this time. Now I'm taking that same green and I'm going into the center of the flower and just adding a couple of dots. And I'm just using my paintbrush for this. Now I'm signing. Always want to sign your artwork. And there we go. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel a lot. And I will see you in the next video. Right now I'm just cleaning up the rock. I'm just taking, this is just a damp paintbrush, and I'm removing the, I used a general charcoal pencil to trace my design. So I'm just using a damp paintbrush to remove that charcoal off the rock. And you do want to make sure that your paint is dry, because you saw I kind of got into some wet paint there, but it cleaned up pretty nice. And there we go. Now we're at the end of the video, and just tidying up a couple of more things. But all in all, this one is complete. So we'll try this again. Please hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.